Manchester United dropped more points against a side destined for the drop. Despite dominating possession, West Brom created the better chances to win the game. Let's go to the whiteboard to see how the game unfolded. For the first 15 minutes, West Brom aggressively stepped up the pitch, pressing United high, and stopped United playing any progressive football through their lines. Going to screenshots of the game, Pereira presses McTominay in the right back position, with the rest of West Brom's midfield back in Pereira's presser. McTominay plays the ball onto Rashford, who is pressed by two West Brom players and is forced to play sideways to Wan-Bissaka. Townsend continues his run past Rashford to press Wan-Bissaka, who plays the ball down the line to Rashford, who is dispossessed. After giving everything in the first 15 minutes, inevitably West Brom dropped off the pace and United started to dominate possession. But West Brom maintained their organisation, especially when controlling Fernandes. West Brom's midfield was screening the entry point into their defensive third, and when Fernandes was dropping into pockets of space and getting on the ball, Bartley was stepping out of the defensive line to engage Fernandes, and West Brom's midfield pressed him from the front, denying Fernandes any time and space in the attacking third. Going to screenshots of the game, Fred is on the ball with Fernandes in the pocket between West Brom's midfield and defence. Bartley is behind Fernandes on the trigger, ready to press him if the ball is played into Fernandes. The ball is played into Fernandes from Fred, and West Brom's midfield squeeze the space in front of Fernandes, and Bartley steps up and dispossesses him. With West Brom denying Fernandes space in the final third, he started to drop deep to get on the ball, taking himself out of the danger zones, which blunted United's attacking game. Going to this screenshot of the game, you can see how deep Fernandes dropped to get on the ball. Going to Fernandes' heat map of the game, you can see the deeper areas he was taking up. This is something he does a lot of anyway, but the eye test of the game shows how impactful West Brom's control of the final third had on negating Fernandes' influence on the game. As a result, United's approach play was slow and lacked penetration. Despite having 74% possession of the ball, United only had 10 shots at goal to West Brom's 7, and West Brom created the only big chances of the game. And this leads on to Ollie's tactics. Ollie would have known going into the game that United were going to dominate possession, so without Pogba, why didn't Ollie go with Van de Beek in midfield, which is where his better performances have been, rather than go with the two blockers in Fred and McTominay? In the second half, Ollie pushed McTominay 10 to 15 yards up the pitch in a far more advanced position, knowing that United didn't need two holders. In that scenario, why didn't he take off Fred or McTominay and play Van de Beek in that more advanced midfield position, who is much more creative and a greater goal threat than either McTominay or Fred? Bringing Van de Beek on with 15 minutes to go was an act of desperation, opposed to a credible attempt to tactically change the game. The Devils' verdict is, we are 5 games into the second half of the season, and we are 6 points down on the results against the same teams in the first half of the season. Despite Ollie's bullish talk about not letting City run away with it, United are now in a battle to get a top 4 spot. With Pogba out until March, Ollie needs to get Van de Beek in United's double pivot against the sides they are expected to dominate possession against. If he doesn't, United will drop more points in low-scoring draws or defeat against the lesser sides. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the game and what you think about United's Champions League qualification prospects. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.